Resuming. Honourable member for Edmonton Manning.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to tell you a story today, a tale from history that may be somewhat unfamiliar to those on the other side of the aisle, but I assure them that it is true. Once upon a time, there was a country with a pioneer spirit. It grew from a small settlement in the Maritimes and the banks of St. Lawrence River and expanded until it stretched from sea to sea to sea. It was filled with proud people, immigrants and First Nations, people who believed there were no limit to what they could accomplish. They valued hard work and what they could achieve when they set their mind to it and worked together. They built a great nation, one that was to become the envy of the world. This nation was built not only on hard work, but on a common set of values. The people knew that one of the keys to success was planning for the future. They were careful with their money, saving a portion of their income for a rainy day and their retirement. They knew that they might be at some point face adversity and need to use that rainy day fund. They wanted at some point to be able to retire and enjoy well-earned retirement. So they put aside what they would need to deal with emergencies and a stable future. When they did this, they were showing personal responsibility, knowing that they could not and should not depend on someone else to make such financial decisions for them. The people who made Canada great understood that they controlled their own destinies. They passed those values of common sense thrift on from one generation to the next. They did not look to government to what they do for themselves. They knew that an individual is the person best suited to decide how to prepare for their own retirement. That is a part of personal responsibility. Madam Speaker, it seems that somewhere along the way, that idea of personal responsibility, that core Canadian value, has been lost by some in this country. There's a group of Canadians, let us call them liberals, who feel that individuals cannot be trusted to do what's in their own best interest. These so-called liberals feel it is their responsibility, indeed their right, to dictate to others when and how they save for their future. That is the true story we face with this bill. With this ill-considered attempt to raise premiums for Canada Pension Plan, this Liberal government distrusts the ability of Canadian people to plan for their own retirement. There is no other reason for this ill-conceived tax hike, that is, that the member opposite like to pretend is not a tax on Canadians. They tell us that over the next 40 years, CPP retirement benefits will rise from an income replacement rate of 25% to 33% of employment earnings. To finance these benefits, the government will hike the CPP premium from 9.9% to 11.9%, which is about 20% increase, starting in 2019. In addition, the yearly maximum pensionable earnings will rise to $82,700 in 2025. Earnings between the current and future yearly maximum will be subject to an 8% premium. As a result, CPP premiums will rise by up to $2,200 per year per worker, split between the employer and the employee. Madam Speaker, I have met with business owners in my riding on many occasions since this plan was first introduced. Just last week, I was told that they were unanimous in their opposition to this plan. They feel that it is like the Liberal carbon tax, will limit their ability to make a living as this government piles tax upon tax. This CPP tax hike will take money from the paychecks of hardworking Canadians, putting thousands of jobs at risk. Yet, it will do nothing to help the seniors who need it. If this government feels that there's a problem for seniors today not having sufficient retirement funds, why are they bringing in legislation supposedly helping a future generation 40 years from now? Where's the help for Canadian seniors today? Figures show that some households will be paying up to $2,200 more per year if this ill-planned scheme is implemented. This means that it will be harder for new graduates to pay off their student loans or buy their own first home. It will be harder for families to save for vacations or their children's post-secondary education, and it will be harder for companies to create jobs and give workers raises. Because make no mistake about it, Madam Speaker, not only will Canadian workers take home less on their paychecks, but Canadian businesses too are being taxed under this plan. If they have to give more money to the government, that means less that can be passed along to their employees. Canada's retirement system is already the envy of the world. Poverty among seniors has dropped significantly in recent years, and Canadians are saving more for retirement today than ever before. Conservatives believe in reasonable, evidence-based policies to help Canadians retire with dignity, which is why the previous government expanded the guarantee income supplement. The Liberal clearly agree with this approach, since they increased the GIS by 10% in their first budget. But, Madam Speaker, that is different from this plan to force people to save by having the government take more money from their paychecks. It shows a Liberal lack of trust in the ability of Canadians to manage their own money responsibly. Liberals always believe they can do it better, that Canadian citizens cannot be trusted to handle their own finances. By contrast, the previous government helped Canadians save through tax-free saving accounts and opportunities to make voluntary contributions to the CPP. Conservatives believe Canadians should be able to manage their own money. And given the track record of this government, we believe Canadians cannot trust the Liberal government with their pensions. After all, they haven't been able to keep promises they made less than a year ago, let alone a decade from now. Who knows what their exercise will be in 40 years. Madam Speaker, Finance Canada's analysis shows that the higher CPP premium will hurt the economy. They will reduce employment, reduce GDP, reduce business investment, reduce disposable income, and reduce private savings. The Liberal government, when faced with that information, wants us to trust them and believe that what they are doing is for our own good. They don't seem to understand why we don't believe them. According to the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, 70% of small business owners disagree with the Liberal notion that the proposed CPP increase is modest and would have a limited impact on their businesses. They know it is going to hurt. A paper released by the C.D. Howe Institute shows that the Liberal CPP plan will not benefit low-income workers. They will see their premiums go up, but their net increase in retirement benefits will remain low, since higher CPP payments will be offset by clawbacks in GIS benefits. Bill C-26, which will take money from the pockets of hard-working Canadians who are being given no choice in the matter. The benefits of this tax hike, they tell us, will happen at some point in the far future. If that means less money in Canadians' pocket and fewer jobs, business taxes are too high, well, I guess they expect us to thank them for that too. I have said it before, but it bears repeating. If this government was truly serious about helping Canadians save for retirement, it would reinstate the TFSA contribution levels set by the Conservative government. Treat Canadians like adults and let them choose how to save their money. Instead, what we have is Liberals know best. History has already shown us that isn't true. Thank you.